We start the episode with Ben looking incredibly annoyed after seeing an incredibly insulting and stupid cartoon made about his hero forms and states, "I'm going to kill them," while Gwen looks at him raising an eyebrow, doubting that he'd actually do that. Max tells them that he'd need to hit a garage to fix the rust bucket, but they could all go on the tour of Legendary Studios without him, though Charmcaster says there's something she needs to get for Gwen's training, but that they could handle the tour without her. They go on into the studio lot to start checking the place out, where Ben accidentally bumps into some idiot in a costume designed to look like forearms called Handy Buddy, though Ben tells them to get lost, looking mad seeing them. The guy in the Handy Buddy costume tries to cheer up Ben by hugging him, and Ben immediately slaps them, causing the head of the costume to become turned around backwards, saying, "Beat it, doofus!" as they staggered back with little kids swarming him. They see a poster talking about the guy that supposedly created super alien hero buddies, which Ben growls in annoyance and starts to move towards where it said to go, with Gwen trying to stop him as he'd gone forearms, repeating he only wanted to talk with them, but that quickly changed to "I just want to beat them," followed by "I just want to kill them," as cracks appeared around his eyes while he stormed over. Ben straight up just walks over as forearms and demands to know if he's the idiot that created that stupid show. When they say it's cool, he grabs them using one of his extra arms and slams them into the table, stating, "You ripped off my look. I never gave anyone permission to do this, and you are going to cancel everything effective immediately," with his eyes slowly becoming a blended shade of green and purple together, lifting him up, questioning if he got it. The guy tries to call for security, but he just gets shoved into a wall as forearms then punches through it right next to the guy's head. "You do not have permission, and if you don't stop, then I will hunt you down and end you. Me, Heat Blast, and Wild Mutt," he warned as Gwen tried to calm him down, looking a bit freaked out and worried. Seeing Gwen looking worried, Ben then let the guy go as his eyes returned to their normal color, and he'd hit the Omnitrix symbol, changing into Accelerate and running off with her before security could get there. When they'd stopped, she questioned Ben about why he would do all that, though he answers that he doesn't know, he just got mad and it was like he was him but also not him, sort of like what happened when he was buzzshot and saw her crying. He couldn't control himself, but that he thinks he's okay now, at least while looking at the watch, seeing that it was in the red. Because it was in the red, he doesn't interrupt the stunt show, but does get excited to watch it and pulls Gwen along by the hand to go watch the show. She questions why he cares so much about this Kangaroo Commando, though he explained that he used to watch their show on TV with his dad and Grandpa Max when he was little. After watching the stunt show, they went to the roller coaster ride, and the episode continues normally from there, with them enjoying the ride and the tracks getting damaged. Because Ben had sat around watching the stunt show earlier, this gave the watch time to recharge, and so transformed into Stinkfly, grabbing Gwen as they flew away from the cars. Kangaroo Commando shows up to save the day, though because Stinkfly had Gwen, he'd gone straight to saving the woman who was dangling by her purse, as more of the track starts to fall towards the civilians and Kangaroo Commando, with Ben thinking quickly and flying down, hitting the Omnitrix symbol, going forearms. After asking if they needed an extra hand or four, he sets the track down safely onto the ground at their feet. After thanking them for the assist, they notice more of the tracks starting to fall, and so go to save the other kids that were on the ride, one of the children calling Ben Handy Buddy, annoying him and stating, "Don't lump me in with those knockoff rejects. Name's Forearms, and I am the original," before getting them to safety. Unlike in the show, Kangaroo Commando isn't a total jerk, but says he doesn't do permanent team-ups, ever since he found Marsupial Man stealing his gadgets, with Gwen questioning how convenient it was that all this happened, though they tell her it's clearly a setup and the explosions were planted, showing them an ink-stained animator glove. Though Ben suggests that it was Tim Dean, Kangaroo tells him not to be so quick to judge. It's a right-handed glove and that Tim is left-handed. Gwen suggests they go and talk to Tim anyway and see if there was any reason someone would try to set them up, which Kangaroo compliments and proceeds to head off to do just that. Because he knew the evidence was planted, he didn't blame him for anything, and Tim doesn't go off on him about using Fiery Buddy, though we do see Tim was packing things up. We see that they actually had the monitors showing images of super alien hero buddies with the announcer stating that it had been cancelled effective immediately. Though as they went on to explain why the feed both for video and sound are cut. And we see the actor that plays Kangaroo Commando was tied upside down, dangling by a rope over a large vat of something that was bubbling, as was that Tim guy. Gwen asked if Ben was going to help, but he just shrugs and says no and that they could handle it themselves, not showing any concern in the slightest. When Gwen questions Ben why, he reminds her that the guy basically stole my identity 3 times over and made money off me without my consent. Why should I do anything to help him? A man that looked like Abel North, the actor that played Kangaroo Commando, appeared on screen telling them how he's tired of not getting the recognition he deserves and that he created both Kangaroo Commando and the Super Alien Hero Buddies, which got Ben's attention. Okay, yeah, now there's a reason to help, he'd stated before transforming into Wildvine, and the episode plays out basically the same from there, as he'd fought the Godzilla head and he and Gwen saved Tim and Abel, with Abel telling them his brother took command of the park's main control room and began leading the way, with Wildvine's eye flashing purple as he says, "I'm going to beat that man into oblivion." We get them going to the control room and Ben immediately wraps Kane up in his vines before slamming him onto the ground and pulling him over, with Gwen calling Ben's name in a scolding voice as he looked at her with his eyes returning to their normal color. And he let them go before throwing a seed in the room, filling it with some sort of knockout gas as he closed the door quickly. Once everyone was safe, Tim and Abel start talking about ideas for new shows, though Wildvine quickly stabs his roots into the ground, making them pop up like a wall in front of the two of them as they were walking away, telling them, "No more alien hero buddies. Got it?" To which they nod, a bit scared of him, as he retracted his roots, and the two instead began talking about doing a new animated Kangaroo Commando series instead, walking off. Lastly, we get Max returning along with Charmcaster, as Max had said he saw some toys that looked like Ben's aliens at the shop next to the garage, but that they were being recalled, and Charmcaster putting a small charm bracelet on Gwen's wrist, telling her that it would help as a focusing point for her magic.